I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're back. All right. I don't know how much the paint tool actually uses. Maybe. Why my temperature spiking all of a sudden? That's so weird. My temperature was doing fine, and then it just spiked all of a sudden when I scrolled down. That was like super random. Like I changed everything just fine. It's so weird, man. All right. Okay. Okay. Gonna do it the other way. Thank you, thank you. I barely understand what's going on now. Like I swear that sometimes I try stuff and then works fine, and then suddenly it decides not to work fine anymore, and I'm like, okay, why? Why have we not? Have we decided? Why have we decided to break? I don't understand. Apparently it doesn't like certain things. I don't know why. 2 ad breaks later, and I'm back. Oh, okay. Rip, rip ad breaks. That part there, I admit I don't have any control over. I did everything fine. What am I doing wrong? Uh, fine. That's so weird. It's so strange. Like I do. It's so random. Okay, everything's set exactly the way I wanted to. So, all right, you do you, computer thing. I need to figure out why the temperature spikes so high. Yeah, holy smokes. My CPU is at the. Okay, hang on a second. My CPU usage is at 90%. I think that obviously explains that, but eating my memory alive. Or using my CPU. Okay, so there's 3 other instances of stream. Should not be the. Get those out of there. Should be just one. Alright, there we go. Alright. Okay, fine. So, alright. That should hopefully fix that. Okay. Alright, taking care of that. That's perfectly okay. We'll just go back and we'll go back and use the regular paint tool. Because apparently Paint 3D works for a short amount of time, but after that, it all stinks. So, it is what it is. We'll just have to roll with it. As much as I absolutely dislike the this this guy here, so uh, we'll have to work with it, I suppose. I wish I could make this cursor a little bit bigger. The only bad part that um okay. The only thing is that this cursor is super small, and my my eyes are not good. All right. Thank you for the hydrate, Jess. Appreciate it. Okay, well, let's keep moving on then. Okay, so next, let's talk about here. Again, we've solved for y in the equation. I apologize. Could I show the steps real quick? Yeah, sure, Fritz. That I can do. You'll just have to look back at the first part of the video before it cut out. Um, Hopefully it'll grab that there. Just let me know when you got it, Fritz, and we'll move forward, alright? And let's go to the next one here. There we go. That's exactly what I got. Okay. Perfecto. Alright. So next here, what we're going to do is we're going to do our next example here. So let's write it down. So here we have you know what? I need to make. There we go. See, I can see this now. Oh, it's pulled in. All right. Did X plus. Actually, you know what? Change that. Have a 9 here. A 9. Alright, so this is our next example here. We get y plus 3 quantity squared minus 9 times x minus 4 squared is equal to 9. Alright, so think about our example of what we did with ellipses yesterday. Now, we did a similar example to this here yesterday. Can anybody tell me here, what would you do first here in this particular case? What would we do first? Divide by 9. Okay, I agree. Alright, let's divide by 9. Where do I divide by 9, by the way? As a good question here. Where do I divide by 9? On the left side? Hey, Zach, how you doing, my dude? Everywhere. I like the word everywhere. Everywhere sounds good. Everybody says the word, across here. Roma, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, we gotta divide by 9 everywhere. Yeah, Zach, long time no see, my dude. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Doing some hyperbolas here today. That's the plan anyway. Supposedly. Alright, so here what we're going to have is we're going to have y plus 3 quantity squared over 9 minus, these 9s will cancel out. So this leaves me with x minus 4 quantity squared over 1. Okay, I am going to be deliberate about this. Put that 1 just like so. Again, we want to be able to see what our values are going to be. But again, just did the tough part here. We divide by 9 everywhere here. And this is what we got. Alright, so that's step 1. Step 1 is done. Alright, let's do the step 2. Step 2 here, find that center. Let's find that center here. What is the center of this particular hyperbola? Zach can answer too. That's perfectly fine. If Zach, he can get this here. This is good to get to know for yourself, for your kids taking classes. So -3 and 4. 4, -3. Ooh. Other way. Okay, so here is it 4 -3? The answer is yes. So here we have x minus 4. We take the opposite. No, that's okay. Brian, don't be hard on yourself, my friend. You are just fine. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're just fine. Brian, I'm not expecting perfection. I'm just expecting just a small improvement. That's about it. Okay, so don't worry. I'm not expecting super perfect. Just progress, my friend. Positive progress. That's what we're here to do. Right? I don't want you to get discouraged because you mess up. That's fine. I mess up more than you know. All right. All right. Good. Just trust me. I'm not either. Okay. I'm not a perfect man. I'll never be perfect, and I think that's just fine. All right. We're all human. That makes us human. That makes me happy that I'm not perfect. So I'm perfect looking. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Much better than I ever will, let me be honest with you. This beard, let me tell you. Look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, ah, bro. My mirror should have cracked at least 3 times. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, so the center indeed is 4 comma negative 3. All right, let's do step 3. Identify A and B. What is A and what is B, ladies and gentlemen? A and B. What is A and what is B? Let's find those 2 numbers here. What is A and what is B? What is A and what is B? What is A? What is B? A is 9. Ah, Nicholas, my dude. Why are we falling for the same traps, my man? Why are we falling for the same traps? That's 2. That's 2 times today. Come on, dude. Yeah, you did. It's the same trap. Okay, same trap. There we go. There you go. All right. All right. I can get behind that. All right. Let me put. I should put it down here. So this needs to be 3 squared. Okay, and 1 needs to be 1 squared. All right. So here we get 3, and we get 1. All right. Yeah, Nicholas. I would give a friendly reminder in your notes to be like, don't fall for the same trap. Okay. All right. So I do not want to activate any more. Look, hey, I don't want to activate any more trap cards, okay? Look, I really don't. It's not as cool as if you play, you know, card games on motorcycles. I'm just saying, you know. Telling you, how you come up with a concept like that is unbelievable. Card games on motorcycles. All right. Let's go to step 4 here. Major and minor axes. Let's do it. What is our major axis? What is our minor axis? What's our major axis? What's that going to be? What's our major axis? What's our minor axis? Our major axis is Y. That's correct. Right? Major axis is indeed Y because Y is the letter that came first. Okay? So if Y comes first, that's our major axis. Seems pretty reasonable. Right? Alright, and then of course by default, x-axis will be our minor axis. Alright, fine. Alright, let's move forward here. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to make this the big screen here. Alright. So now we have all that stuff ready to go. Let's go ahead and put down our major and minor vertices here for step 5. Okay, so what are our major and minor vertices here? Remember, we are starting from the center here, okay? And we go by however many units that A is here. So, can anybody tell me here? Let's have you guys tell me what are our major. Let's start off with our major vertices here, ladies and gentlemen. What are our major vertices here in this instance? What are our major vertices here? Yes, that's correct, Fritz. Exactly. Whatever variable comes first in the original equation, that's your major axis. That's it. Doesn't matter where A and B are. You know, A comes first, B comes second, but A doesn't have to be bigger than B or whatever. But, yep. What are our major vertices here? Guys, give me those coordinates. Where's that going to be? Okay, 3 minus 3 and 3 plus 3 comma minus 4. But what's our major axis there, Nicholas? Is our major, so you added that to the x coordinate. But that's not our major axis. Our major axis here is the y-axis. So it's going to be a little bit different in this case. Remember that our guy here is going to look akin to this, right? This is what our hyperbola is going to look like in generic form, I should say. Okay, so negative 3 comma 1, that's the only one, Brian? I think we're missing one. There's always 2 of them. That's part of it, okay? So negative 3 comma 1 that's what we got there? It's kind of weird though why we have negative 3 and 1. Not sure. Take a look at the center there, Brian. Follow the center, start with that. And then you have to go ahead and add and subtract. So this is the part where you guys have to take a look at the center. Look what you wrote for step 2. This is why I put it in little steps. Okay? That's why I put it in small steps, because you need to see what you're starting with, and then you're building up from there. So, let me wait here for a second. I want you to guys be able to put this together here. Start from your center that's written on the screen. What are you adding, subtracting by, and from which coordinate? That's the question. So again, take a look here at the chart. I'll wait for you guys. You guys need to put this together. This is kind of important for this concept, so this is definitely part of the important part here. So I will wait. You guys gotta give me an answer though, and then we can go ahead and proceed moving forward here. So I will twiddle my thumbs for a while, and we'll see what happens. If 4 comma not quite there, Joseph. Like, you guys You guys absolutely have to see what the center is. Like, that's... You guys are missing the center signs altogether. Look carefully. Major is -3, minor... Okay, not quite, Josie. Not quite. Alright, are we, okay, keep going here. What? La Serena says that, okay, not quite. If we're missing, look, go back and use your steps here, guys. Guys, you need to organize yourselves. Organize. Alright? Total organization. That's why we break this up into steps. Our major axis is the y-axis. Alright, where are we getting 9 from? 9 doesn't even factor into this, Fritz. No. Because that's not what we got for A. You're trying to think that A is 9. That's not true. That's definitely not true. It's going to be a rough uphill battle, but let's see if we get this. Problem with your points there, Josie, is that for your minor axis, you have 2 different points altogether. You have the same coordinate there, but that's reversed around. Not even coming from the center here just yet, so... Oh man, this one's a rough go. 9 is the major axis because of the... I'm sorry, is 9 the major axis? No. 9 is not. Ladies and... Look. Let's hold up for just a second, guys. Hold up. Is 9 the major axis? No. Because 9 can be rewritten as 3 squared. So you need to take a step back here. Take a step back. First and foremost here. 9 is 3 squared. Alright, I rewrote it up there, but I know it's the same thing. Look, 9 is 3 squared. This is 1 squared. That's why A is 3 and B is 1. Okay? So you need to, like, understand that that's part of the generic form there that you see there on the screen. So it'd be 4, comma, -3 minus 3, and 4, comma, 3 plus 3? Almost. Almost, Fritz. That's really close. You forgot a sign there, Fritz. That's important. So just look, guys. You're starting from the y-axis, right? According to our chart, we have to add and subtract A from the y-coordinate if your major axis is the y-axis. So notice that A here is underneath the y. Alright, so all you have to do here is, don't make this complicated. Start from the center. The center here is 4, comma, minus 3. You're going to write 4, comma, minus 3. And then all you're doing is just subtracting by 3. Okay, that's it. That's the first one. We'll figure out what that is in a second. Then you start at 4, comma, start at minus 3, and you just go ahead and add 3. Like, you guys are forgetting the signs, you guys are reversing the numbers here. I see what's going on. Not, okay? Let's get serious here for just a moment, okay? Get serious here for just a moment. I need you guys to be able to see this, okay? So, this is the part where I need you guys to be able to see how to get your major and minor vertices. That's why I'm not doing it out for this example here. I need you guys to be able to come up with these on your own, because the examples you're going to be doing in the homework, that's going to be pretty much it. You guys need to be putting these pieces together. You're going to be able to get this right. So if we put that together here, specifically, we figure out what these are. go ahead and erase all this stuff. Then all we want to have here is we're going to have 4 comma minus 6. And we're going to get 4 comma 0. Okay. So, La Sirena, you had it correct, but you had it backwards. That was the issue that I had with your answer there. So the issues that I have here is that, first of all, you have to follow your major vertices, follow your major axis and your minor axis. This is exactly why we set up the steps in this exact order, because I want you to be able to see how we're building up these particular vertices in this instance. Okay. Like, it's incredibly important. Like, if you don't see this, then we're going to have issues. We're going to have issues because then the problems are going to become nigh impossible. Because then you'll have no idea exactly where things go or what things are. You look at a graph and be like, well, I don't know what it is. So then that kind of defeats the whole purpose at the end of the day. Okay. Now, what about the minor vertices? Can you tell me how you would set that up? What are the minor vertices here? Set that up for me properly here, guys. What would the minor vertices here be? I wait for you guys' answer here. All right, 4 minus 1 comma minus 3. Okay, good. And 4 plus 1 comma minus 3. Okay, good. All right, that is correct. Very good. Both of you, both Joseph and Fritz. Very good. All right, so we would take a 4. Going to have a 1 underneath the x there, so 4. I'll do it in the order that was written there. So we have 4 minus 1 comma minus 3. And 4 plus 1 comma minus 3. Okay. That's going to be 3 comma minus 3 and 5 comma minus 3. All right. All right, so those are our major and minor vertices. Are there any questions about that? Any questions at all? Like, again, I know we went slow over this particular part here, but you need to know how to find these points, and you need to know how to do them consistently. Oh. Like, any questions, you guys? I'd need to know if there's any questions. This one here, I know, probably one of the rare times I'm going to be super duper serious about it, but this is, I know this seems to hang up a lot of people, so I want to be sure everybody's on the same page. Okay. Did you put the notes up? I think it wrote it down wrong. Yes. Yes, I can do that. All right, hopefully that you corrected whatever needs to be corrected there. All right. Any other questions before I move on? I'm gonna finish up this particular problem here, and we need to take a look at the asymptotes part there, and then I got one more thing I gotta do. So, all right, cool. Hopefully that'll make it more. Josie, I hope that'll make it a little bit more clear about why the major vertices and the minor vertices work out that way. Okay, so very important. Find those. All right. Good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and make our invisible box. All right, let's make our invisible box. Okay, so we're gonna do again. We're gonna go ahead and do 4 comma minus 6 and 4 comma 0. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 4 comma minus 6 is here. 4 comma 0 is here. Okay. We also have 2 more places at 3 comma minus 3 and 5 comma minus 3. So let's see, 3 comma minus 3 is right here. 5 comma minus 3 is right here. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and connect this in our invisible box. All right, so here's our box. I know it's not the grandest looking thing ever. Okay, let me make it better. It looks pretty bad. I'll freely. It looks pretty bad. Let me try my art skills and my non-existent art skills, okay? My completely non-existent art skills. I'm gonna try a little bit better. All right, there. As good as it's gonna get. All right. So there we go. That's going to be our guy. Step number 6. All right. And now we're gonna go ahead and do step 7. We'll draw the diagonals here. I'll put that in blue once again. So again, just go down the diagonal here. You remember, you should go through the center here. So if you want to put the center down, by the way, if you want to, that'd be, again, 4 comma minus 3, which is like right here. Put this in brown. So that diagonal line should go through the center here if we're going to kind of construct it. So it would go like this. Okay. And then here we got this. And this. Mind you, obviously, because of my non-perfect box, it worked out, but it is what it is. Okay. And so this is what our graph will look like here. And then we just go ahead and draw in the parabolas based on the generic shape, based on our major axis that we have there. So if we just draw on that graph, we'll put this in purple. Again, these two guys are going to be our vertices to make it look like our generic shape. So it kind of stretches out to here. Stretches out to here. That here stretches out here. And this guy here stretches out here. Okay, so this is our hyperbola here for this particular example. All right. So that part there, not so bad. Any questions so far? And that's step 7 and step 8. We need to go ahead and find out the other 2 steps here, but okay. All right. Next. Nope. All right. All right. Where are you? There you are. All right. Scroll a little bit to the right here. Okay. So the next part here is I'm going to go ahead and do the last 2 parts here, which is first finding the foci and then finding the asymptotes. Let's do the foci here first. So the way you know the parabola will be facing is based on the major axis there, Fritz. So with the y-axis, it's going to look generically like this. So kind of stated that at the beginning when for question 1 here. So the major axis is the y-axis is going to look like this. For the x-axis, if the major axis is the x-axis, it'll look something akin to this. So that's basically how that'll work, what the hyperbolas look like. And again, it has to go through each of these points here because each of these points here will reflect the vertex of those parabolas. So that's why we call them vertices for this. So, all right, let's go focus on the foci. All right, so the foci here specifically is not too hard. Again, this takes not too much. Doesn't take too much here. So go and paste this off here. So foci here specifically, we're just going to go ahead and take again c is equal to the square root of a squared plus b squared. So in this case here, c is equal to the square root of 1 squared plus 3 squared. So if you do this out, this is the square root of 1 plus 9, which is 10. This is the square root of 10. So we're going to add and subtract to the square root of 10 from the center. Okay, so from the center here. So our foci here, and because our major axis is the y-axis, it's going to be, our foci here are going to be 4, comma, negative 3 minus the square root of 10, and 4, comma, negative 3 plus the square root of 10. All right. Okay. So those are the 2 foci there. All right, and then let's talk about the asymptotes. Again, if you need to, for the asymptotes here specifically, you need to first go ahead and write down the generic formula here for the asymptotes. Now for the asymptotes, it does depend on the major axis. Let's go back to our handout here for just a moment. For our major axis here, if our major axis is the y-axis, then we use y minus k plus or minus a over b times x minus h. So in this case here, we're using a different slope. This is a over b as opposed to b over a, like we did in the last example. So let's write that down, and we're going to start putting pieces in. So y minus k equals plus or minus a over b times x minus h. Okay, so let's write down, again, our h and k here are going to be 4 comma minus 3. That's our center. A is going to be 3, and b is 1. Okay, fine. So let's see what we get, right? Okay. So we get y minus negative 3 equals plus or minus 3 over 1. Okay. times x minus 4. All right. That's what we have here so far. So here we got y plus 3 equals plus or minus 3 times x minus 4. Okay, so we're going to end up, like I said, we'll always end up with two asymptotes. Okay, so what exactly are those two asymptotes here? Sorry, not mean to do that. So our two asymptotes here, we're going to have y plus 3 equals positive 3 times x minus 4. And then we'll also have y plus 3 is equal to negative 3 times x minus 4. Let's solve for y in both of these cases, and then we'll get both of our equations of our asymptote. We get y plus 3 here is equal to 3x minus 12. Subtract by 3. Our first equation here will be y is equal to 3x minus 15. That's the first equation of our asymptote. Next one, y plus 3 is equal to negative 3 plus 12. We'll subtract by 3. So y is equal to negative 3x plus 9. Let me zoom out here. I'll make this full screen. All right, and there we go. We got it. Perfect. That's going to be our final answer for those two parts there. Okay, any questions about that? Any questions? No? Okay, good. All right. Okay. Nope. All right. All right. So let's move on here to the last one. The last one here, I'm gonna kind of I'm not gonna fully do this last particular example. Again, the reason why I won't do this last particular example is fully is again, I'll be kind of repeating some of the same things here, but this kind of showcases how we would do this problem here, and it works in the similar vein of what we did here at the end of class here last time. So I just be like repeating myself consistently. So let's go ahead and just open up a new save. All right, so let's go ahead and showcase this problem out. Let's see what we're working with. All right, so this problem here, I'm gonna do. Let me write it out here. All right. Okay, so let's do this one here. 9y squared minus 4x squared minus 18y plus 24x minus 63 is equal to 0. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing here in this particular circumstance. Now, what we want to do here first, and I think you could probably figure out what's going to happen, is add 63. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I agree with you, Brian. I agree. Gonna add 63 here. All right. All right. Now you could probably guess what's going to happen here in this circumstance. I think you could guess that, yes, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be completing the square twice again. All right, so that's all we're going to be doing here for these type of problems is we're going to complete the square twice again. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, they're doing the same thing as before. So we just have to be really, again, careful. There's only, I guess, if there's one thing you have to be careful about, there's one part you have to be very careful about when you're completing the square. After that, it's not so hard. So let's group. What we're going to do is we're going to group the y guys together here because we have positive 9y squared. We'll group the y guys here together, keeping that positive. And we'll also group the x guys together here as well. We'll group these x guys here together as well. Now, I do want to point out here specifically, and for the sake of replay for the video here, did not put parentheses around the 4x squared plus 24x. I did do that on purpose here. All right, so that is not a mistake. That is to point out something that's very important that we need to do next year. Okay, so I will point that out here. Now, what we normally do here is we go ahead and factor out in order to see what's in front or whatever the case may be. So we're going to factor out, in this case, I'm going to factor out a 9. All right, and that leaves me with y squared minus 2y. And we'll come back and use this here in just a second. Now, the reason why I didn't put parentheses around the second set here is because I'm going to factor out a 4. Okay, so the thing is, though, is that I have to bring down this minus sign here. So because I have to bring down the minus sign here, all right, I'm not just factoring out 4, I'm factoring out negative 4, okay? Max Roscoe, the legend himself. Hello, how are you, my friend? Hey, good to see you. How are you, dude? Absolutely fantastic to see you. It's been ages. I hope you're doing absolutely well, man. You have some good news? Please do share. If you have some wonderful news, I hope that it's wonderful. So, while he's in there, you passed your math at the end of your exam. Hey, congratulations, man. Hey, congratulations, Max. Hey, man, I'm really proud of you, Max. Good on you. Good on you. All right. You studied hard. You passed your math exam. I'm really proud of you, dude. Like 100%. I'm really, really proud of you. Yeah, I know. I remember. It's been a while. You can always come to me for help. So, at any time, Max, if you have another maths class that you're having issues with, man, you know where to come. Okay? You ask me at any time, okay? The offer will always be extended out to you, okay? So, yeah, I don't want you to be in a compromising situation like that. I totally understand. It's a compromising situation. It wasn't a situation that you could really control, but you passed, and you move. You move. That's what you do. So good on you, man. Good on you. But in order to make sure that hopefully it cushions the fall a little bit better, hopefully the next time around, count on me. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that. How's life? Life is outstanding. You know why life is outstanding? Because you passed your maths test. That's why life is outstanding. Life's also outstanding because I get to do this every day. It's not about teaching maths in this class. It's about being a better person at the end of this class. That is the point. Math is a conduit. But we learn about each other here in this class, and I'm happy to say that, and I will honestly say this to everyone here in this chat, um, that throughout the course of these month and a half that we've been together here, and I'll finish off this example here momentarily, but uh, over the course of the month and a half, I have seen each and every single one of you improve from a personal standpoint. I think I've seen each and every single one of you improve from a personal standpoint in this past month and a half. And it's not because the sun is out, or not because of the mathematics. I think that there has been personal progress, I think, for all of you here in some form or fashion that has been a positive aspect for you. And I'm happy to see that in I'm happy to see that with a lot of you. Just your general attitudes have been really, changed from like skepticism to that of more being optimistic, and finding confidence within yourself. I'm really happy to hear that. Learn about trigonometry with Pythagoras. Yeah, there you go. Easy time, easy life. Pythagorean trigonometry, simple stuff. I can guide you through that, no problem. That stuff is a cakewalk. Easy time, easy life. Like, I literally could take, like, SOHCAHTOA, yeah, that's with right triangles. I could even take you through non-right triangle trigonometry. Not too bad. So yeah, I will have to say I will have to say that there's a lot of people in here who pretty much everybody in here has seen I've seen personal growth in, from the time you guys talk to me, and I'm just happy. I'm just happy to say that kind of that observation is not lost on me. That observation is not lost on me. Like, even look, Brian, I know you may hate that stuff, but I'm gonna step back here for just a second. Ignore the trigonometry for a second. Brian, you have improved a lot since you first started. Okay, you came in here like Brian. You came into this class and you were like skeptical, like, man, it's been forever since I took this stuff, and you know, there you had a little bit of a rough time, but you know what? You improved every day. You put in the work. You put in the effort. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty. You probably forget it. That's fine. But the one thing is that even if you forget this stuff, Brian, you won't forget the experience. You won't forget the feeling. Okay? I'm not expecting you to remember a lot of this stuff. That's not the expectation that I have here in this class. It's the feeling I want you to take away with. Because even if you may not ever come back to hyperbolas or whatever for the rest of your life, that doesn't matter to me. Okay? None of that, I'm going to be colorful here. None of that shit matters. Okay? What matters is that you take this experience away. And then that's all that matters. And then if you have that good experience, you have that good feeling, take that with you. I've made an improvement with you. I'm going to be very happy with that. Max, you take care of yourself, and congratulations again, by the way, Max. Pat yourself on the back. Wonderful job, mate. Look, the reason why I have to do look, I'll be honest with you, Fritz. The reason why I had to take your feedback for the most part is because I've always told you, the class is about you. It's not about me. I'm a facilitator of information, but there's a bigger goal in mind that I always have. The bigger goal is always to be sure that the experience that you take away from this class, no matter how dry, no matter how boring, no matter how much you hate this shit, it's going to be at least it's going to be a nice experience that you can take something positive out of, and hopefully I can change your mind about a subject that's already tough enough to begin with. No, and hopefully you learn something even more beyond just the scope of just numbers and math and all that stuff. That's really, you learn something about yourself, you learn something not about me, you learn something, so many positive things I would just love for you to take away from this class, and whatever that may be, whatever you value that thing to be, I hope that you remember back to this experience and that saying, hey, you know what? It may not have been as bad as I thought, or maybe it will change your perspective on certain things. Because I mean, we've all been there. We've all had classes before where we had the most negative experience, and then that ruined the experience for everything else. Look, I've been in those classes too. Look, I haven't forgotten about them. Okay, but those can be counteracted with positive experiences that certainly can change your mind about things, and certainly did with me. Like, my worst experience was a math class. In all honesty, was my two worst experiences in classes were math classes, without question. And I remember them like the back of my hand. They were both at U of I. Like, they were horrible. I just had a horrible time. Absolutely horrible time. Um, yeah, those classes were just brutal. Like, the first one, the professor didn't care. Like, he barely cared. He cared more about research and basically taught us like a quarter of the curriculum, and it was awful. The second one was a 6 week course that was just, I didn't learn anything from that. I ended up taking both of those. I ended up taking one of those courses again because I wanted to learn from that course and I wanted to get a positive experience from that course. And it was my major. I'm like, I want to learn something. I actually want to know. So, um, and yeah, when I transferred colleges, I transferred to Lake Forest, and I was like, I got those positive experiences. Those teachers really guided me. Uh, I was able to like going to school again. Question, not if you know. I've spoken with the advisor. They said they need this class as a prerequisite for chemistry. I'm looking at this. Look at this. I'm not seeing this class as a prerequisite. Now, is there Yeah, I don't know if this class is a prerequisite for chemistry. If it's a basic chem class, then uh no. I don't know. I honestly don't know, to be perfectly honest. I mean, if it's a basic chemistry class, then I've never heard of college algebra being a class that's a prerequisite for that. I mean, I don't work in the chemistry department. So. Yeah, it's not. So yeah, I honestly, that's the first time I've heard of it. Not for basic chem. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Like, most basic courses are pretty much. Um, so I got scammed by ECC. Yeah, let me be honest here. Um, yeah, I probably said this yesterday. I'll say it again. Whatever the counselors kind of tell you, again, take it with a grain of salt. Okay, take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research. You know, like, I would say, like, hearsay is one thing, but actually getting it from the research, you got to look into it and see what the first hand source is. So I'm just gonna be honest with you. Just get it from the first hand source. Find out for yourself. Don't rely necessarily on a counselor. Um, they have like a million things going on with a million different students. Okay, so I would look into it yourself to see if that happens to be the case. Or again, if you're looking for transfer credits, like I said yesterday, just get the see if it transfers over. Get it straight from the particular college's respective registrar and ask. So, uh, yeah, I like I said, I'm not here. I'm not. I want to give you possible advice. Look, you have to. I'm just trying to be honest with you, okay? I'm just gonna be honest with you. If you know that's to be the case, Brian, then you got to look at it to yourself. I'm just gonna say, if you're looking for classes to transfer, if you're seeing what a prerequisite is, you got to put in the legwork because other people may not be looking out for necessarily your best interest. And I'm not saying that's the case. What I'm saying is that you may be told the wrong information. Like this, I've had this happen before. This is not the first time this has happened. Okay, so school is not a scam. The amount of money it costs for an education is, that part is true. I ain't gonna lie. School is not a complete scam though. Certainly not. The quality of information there that you need for a future career is important. But yeah, the amount that it costs for a college education is absolutely astronomical. That's the problem. Dylar, thank you for the follow. I missed that, man. I don't know why I don't get the ring a ding dings in my head. Oh, probably because I have the volume on. I get free education. You get free education. Yes, for right now anyway. Wait until you gotta come to American school. All right, let me finish this problem off here. So in this case here, we're taking out the -4. Now, if we take out the -4, what we get is x squared. We get minus 6x here, by the way. Jess, I was told from a professor that getting your math done was the best thing to do for a chem major. Fine. That was told from a professor. But you gotta research it into yourself. Essentially, here's what it is. If you're playing telephone, then you're going to be wasting time and money. You don't want to do that. Find out from first-hand sources and do your own research. If there's any shred of doubt, go get a first-hand source. That's what you need to do. Because hearsay and second-hand source information is just that. It's just second-hand source information. And if you're told wrong, well then you're going to run into possible conclusions that look like, doing a wrong class for a wrong major. You don't want that. I want you to save money. I want you to save time. You need to put in if it takes you 10 minutes to find out that first-hand information, take that extra 10 minutes. It'll save you a lot of effort at the end of the day. One thing that I don't do in mathematics is I just don't assume. Like in mathematics, I just don't assume. I just take a look at what I have. I need to find out, and I need to have it in front of me. College algebra is applicable in a lot of cases. I ain't gonna lie. I just am not gonna sit here and tell you that it is for your major or not. I know it is applicable in a lot of different majors. That I do know. All right, let me finish off this problem here. Yeah, please, everybody. Like I said, if there's a shred of doubt, don't get angry. Don't get upset. Please do your research. Please, please, please. I beg of you. Please do your research. And that way there's no mix-ups. There's exactly what it is in front of you. Okay? Okay, so here again, just have to be a little bit careful here. In this particular case, again, just be a little careful. Again, I factored out -4. Remember to change sign. Change sign. All right, so what do we have here? Again, we go ahead and we take -2, we divide it by 2, and we square it. So that's going to be -1 quantity squared, which will be 1. We add 1 in here. Of course, we have 9 times 1, so we're going to add 9 out here. Here, we're going to do the same thing here. We'll take -6 divided by 2, square it. So here we have -3 quantity squared. Right, and so here we get 9. So we add 9. Now, since we added 9 here and we have a minus 4, we're actually going to subtract 36. Okay, subtract 36 on both sides. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I'm going to quickly finish this problem off here. So what we have here is we have 9, and we can factor this guy here to y plus 1 squared minus 4. This is going to be x minus 3 squared. Again, you don't have to worry about what this factors to, because it factors to anything after you divide that number by 2. And on the right-hand side, 63 plus 9 is 72, minus 36 is 36. Go ahead and divide everything by 36 afterwards. You get y plus 1 squared over 4 minus x minus 3 quantity squared over 9 equals 1. All right, and now you have it in your standard equation of your hyperbola, and you can go ahead and put everything else there together. All right, and you should be just fine. Okay, sorry for that. Sorry for going about 5 minutes over here, but on a little tangent there. But there you go. All right, so that is hyperbolas there. Any questions? Any questions, guys? Any questions? Did I see? Did I? Oh, maybe. Let me check Discord. That's a great question. Hang on a second. Check here. Which test was that, Nick? Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Which test was that, my dude? Was that the first, second, or third one? 5 and 6? Okay, I'll just... you got like 2 of them, right? 2 questions? Okay. Yeah, I'll just mark them. I'll just mark them correct. That's fine. I'll make the adjustment in my gradebook. So that's a me issue, not a you issue. Nah, it's okay. I believe you. Yeah, that can be a pain in the butt. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna pay you love. Yeah. Yeah. No disagreements here. No disagreements. All right. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for coming out. I had you the stream here today. Thank you everybody who came out the stream. You guys are absolutely fantastic. I love you all. All right, we will come back here same time, same place tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to be doing we're going to be doing section 7.3, which is talking more about parabolas. So we'll be doing that here for tomorrow. All right, but in the meantime, we'll be back here at the same time, same place. Okay, and as always, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay sane, everybody. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care, everybody. Have a great one. See you later. Bye. Bye, everybody. Take care, Lysandra. Bye-bye. Thanks for the hydrate, Jess.